Nigmar Hadin Daf Mem-Tes, sponsored the Refuah Shlema for Daniel Tzvi ben Yocheved. On the previous Amud, the Gemara discusses Yoav's plight. David HaMelech instructed his son Shlomo to kill Yoav for killing two righteous men, Avner ben Ner and Amasa ben Yeser, and supporting Adoniyahu's attempt to usurp the throne. When Yoav heard, he, holding on to the altar, requested of Benayahu, Shlomo's assistant, to be judged by the Sanhedrin. Today's Gemara relates the court proceedings. Number one, Benayahu questioned why he killed Avner. Although Avner was Shaul's general after his death, Avner eventually deserted Shaul's son, Ishbosheth, promising David to help establish his reign throughout the country. There seemed no justification to kill him. Number two, Yoav claimed he was his brother Asoel's Goel Adam because Avner killed him. Benayahu argued Asoel was actually a Rodev and did not deserve a Goel Adam, since he pursued him after a lost battle to Yoav. Yoav countered, even a Rodev cannot be killed if injuring him would stop his pursuit. The manner Avner killed in self-defense constituted murder, since it indicated he knew the difference between injuring and killing. Number three, Benayahu concedes Yoav's innocence for Avner's murder, but questions why he killed Amasa ben Yeser. Although Amasa led Avshalom's rebellion, he was subsequently pardoned by David HaMelech and requested to put down the rebellion of Sheva ben Bichri. Number four, Yoav argues he was a Morid b'Malchus. He was commanded to meet David with soldiers in 3 days, and he tarried, a sign of disloyalty. Number five, Benayahu responded, he expounded Achin v'Rakim. Hashem instructed Yoshua, Kol asher yamres picha, l'chol asher tetzaveh, yumas. All that rebel against your command should be put to death, apparently including even his refusal to uphold the words of the Torah. Amasa expounded the end of that verse, Rak chazak v'matz, teaching one should be strong and courageous to fulfill the king's dictates as long as they do not contravene Torah law. When he arrived, the soldiers were engaged in learning. Based on the verse, he waited until they finished. Number six, Benayahu accused Yoav of projecting. He was the Morid b'Malchus. He led Adoniyahu's rebellion. He would have led Avshalom's rebellion, but feared either David or his 400 menacing foreign-born troops. Number seven, the Gemara brings Rav Abba Bar Kahana, who disagrees. He holds Yoav was loyal to David. Only because he led the soldiers in battle was David able to render judgment and teach righteousness to the people. The Gemara explains why Avner was actually killed. The verse states, Vayashivu oso mibor asira, representing 2 times he prevented David and Shaul from reconciliation. Both situations offered David the opportunity to kill Shaul that he did not exploit. Number one, Bor. David snuck into Shaul's camp at night, taking a spear and container of water, the Bor. Avner dismissed it, claiming he perhaps received it from a soldier. Number two, Sira. David was hiding in a cave used by Shaul to relieve himself. Instead of killing him, he cut a piece of his cloak, again demonstrating his goodwill to reconcile. Avner claimed he got caught in a thorn and tore. The verse states, Vayateyu Yoav el toch hashar, ledaber ito basheli vayakeyu, his strategy for killing Avner. Shar is a reference to the Sanhedrin. He interrogated Avner before he killed him. Basheli refers to a shoe. He discussed with him how a Yavam who has no hands can remove the shoe from his sister-in-law's foot. He bent over to show him how he would remove it with his teeth, and Yoav slew him in the same manner that Avner slew Asael. The Gemara concludes, although Yoav was very charitable, his house clean from immorality and theft, he killed 2 men more righteous than him. They defied an explicit command of the king for the sake of the Torah. Avner refused to kill the Kohanim Nov, whereas David instructed Yoav to place Uriah in the front lines by a letter, easier to disobey. Despite this, he followed his unscrupulous instruction. Hadran Allah, Perek Nigmar Adin. We begin the chapter of Arba Misos. Mishnah discusses the 4 forms of capital punishment, bringing a dispute between the Tanakh and Rabbi Shimon, which are the most severe. Tanakh holds the order is stoning, burning, beheading, and strangulation. Rabbi Shimon holds burning, stoning, strangulation, and beheading. Rav, in the name of Rav Schora, brings a principle of Tanoim. Kol makom sheshanu chachamim derech minyan, ein mukdam umuchar chutz mishivas amonim. In general, there is no significance in a Mishnah enumerating items earlier or later. It does not represent a sequence that must be followed. Sequence may represent a preference or specific, but what must be performed first may be mentioned last, except the 7 detergents used to determine whether a red stain is blood or a dye. The Gemara discusses other exceptions that Rav Schora excludes. Number 1, Rav Papa Mishmei the Rav includes the 4 forms of capital punishment. The dispute in our Mishnah is limited to the order of severity, indicating the order matters in a case where more than one capital crime was committed. Rav Schora excludes it because he did not discuss cases disputed. Number 2, Rav Papa included the order of the Yom Kippur service. Rav Schora excludes it because its order represents more the sanctity of Yom Kippur rather than the importance of one service in relation to the other. Number 3, Rav Huna Berei Rabbi Yeshua included the order of the Tamid service based on the terminology of a Mishnah at the end of the Masechta, Zeh Seder Tamid. Rav Schora excludes it because it is the preferred manner of bringing the Tamid. However, reversing the order does not disqualify it. Rav Schora, by stating his rule, intended to exclude other cases. Number 1, the case of Chalitza. A Brisa concludes there is no difference if he removes the shoe and afterwards she spits, or she spits and then he removes the shoe. Number 2, despite a Mishnah in Yuma that mentions the Kohen's tunic before his breeches, donning his breeches precedes, as the verse states, if you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe and become a sponsor. Thank you.